So welcome back to the second case for this Hook Fair from Friday. Today's case, we're actually going to Delaware. I think this is probably like the first Delaware case I've ever covered because I do not remember covering any others. And so I just thought it was a definitely interesting case. These girls did not get the justice I feel they legally should have gotten. And so, of course, always let me know your thoughts down below. But of course, do be respectful since today is April 21st. And let's just go and get started.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, seen it right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
So we're actually going to start with the victim. Inita Joyner-Francis was born on March 8th, 2000. She was an honor roll student and was said to have been the peacemaker whenever any conflict arose. She was said to have been on the wrestling team. Well, sorry, not on the wrestling team, but she was the manager for the wrestling team at her school. And during her free time, she was said to have been either at church or with her family. So, obviously, we can tell this is a very good person. On April 20th, 2016, Amy would offer advice for a friend who was having problems regarding a boy, because you know these are teenagers, so you know that's boy problems is pretty typical. And so 3 girls would later join the chat, and apparently they were said to be friends with Amy, which I don't even know if that's even true. And so one of the girls apparently thought that Amy was talking about her. And so the next day, April 21st, 2016, Amy would go to the women's bathroom at her school, the Howard High School of Technology, in Wilmington, Delaware, where the story takes place. She would be confronted by Trinity Carr, who apparently was 17, Zion Snow, who was 16, and Kykeria Wright, who I don't know if she was 16 or 17, but I think she definitely was a minor. And so she would get confronted by the 3 of them, and apparently those are the 3 girls who had joined the chat last night, the previous night before. A Snapchat video was recorded where apparently Amy was actually trying to defuse the situation. So apparently they wanted to fight. She did because, of course, Amy was the peacemaker, and hence why was she trying to defuse the situation? And so, of course, that didn't work anyway. So Trinity, of course, apparently jumped Amy. And so, of course, the video is sadly available online. Basically, from what I found from written transcripts, because I did not watch the fight myself, Trinity had apparently hit Amy in the head and torso, which also, you know, those are serious. To be hitting somebody in the head is pretty serious. And she had to be pulled off. I don't know who she got pulled off by, but she got pulled off. And so a teacher would come in. A student did go get a teacher, as you're supposed to, and they would come back, and Amy apparently said, like, they jumped her, like, they stuck on her or whatever, that they had stuck on her. And Trinity and apparently the other 2 girls had left the bathroom giggling. Amy apparently had gotten up after the fight was over. The beating was over, but she got up disoriented and then fell, like, basically collapsed back on the ground. So the teacher came in, 911 was called. Amy had to get rushed to, Amy apparently had to be airlifted to the hospital due to how bad her injuries were. And so she sadly would wind up dying. And so I think she basically wound up, like, dying the next day because it said the kids were sent home early because of what happens in the bathroom, but people weren't knowing what happened unless you kind of like were in the bathroom or you were friends with somebody who was in the bathroom. And then when it was revealed that she did finally pass away, students were sent home early again. And so kind of like to like grieve, and the like grief counselors were there, which typically that is normal when somebody does pass. You do have grief counselors. It is later said that she did have an undiagnosed heart condition at birth that caused her cardiac arrest, in which the cardiac arrest did basically obviously cause her death. And her autopsy would come out and basically say there was a hole in a section of her heart and stiffened arteries in her lungs. She also developed soft tissue injuries. Her family disagrees that the heart condition was what caused the fight, and it was the heart condition they disagree it was the heart condition that caused her death, and say it was the fight that did it. And apparently they went to four other cardiologists, and they all disagreed. And apparently, also according to her autopsy, because I thought this was very important to mention, apparently her fingernails were ripped out. So apparently the community was, of course, an outrage. They wanted the girls to all be tried as adults. There's obviously 16 and 17, you can still be tried as an adult, especially if someone dies. According to a YouTube video, there is a fight that apparently was a video of one of the girls getting jumped by a bunch of kids, and apparently that fight seems to be at the school. Whether that was one of the girls or not, I cannot confirm, or even if that was at the school, I cannot confirm. There's another video where there's this girl claiming that she's Amy's sister, and she apparently is beating up one of the girls that jumped Amy, and this is after both these videos apparently came out after Amy died. So basically, it's retaliation for Amy's death. Now, the family would come out later saying that she does not have any sisters, so whoever that girl is, presumably her sister, that's not, like, she got brothers and cousins, but she ain't got sisters, at least that we know of. So obviously, take that with a grain of salt. Not even a week after her death, apparently there were scams going around, people claiming they were the family of Amy, and would need money helping with funeral expenses. And the family was like, no, we got plenty of support. We got people willing to chip in for our own funeral expenses. The funeral's going to be private. We don't need no help chipping in with funeral expenses. And typical stuff that you would ask for after a person dies. So if you see that, it's not us, it's a scam. Please do not fall victim to it. You give condolences, but do not give money to these people because they're obviously scams. Rumors, of course, would come out that the reason why Amy died pretty much was over a boy. Because, again, these are high school girls, and boys typically are the reason why high school girls fight. Many people would deny this and say it was basically a disagreement that happened over social media. And so, of course, the 3 girls are suspended from school. It says, and there was one point they were actually suspended indefinitely. So I guess you would say basically expelled, but not really. All 3 girls would eventually get arrested. Trinity was actually said to have tweeted, "Free us," from a cop car, but there sometime later the tweet was deleted, but it is confirmed that she did tweet that while in the cop car. Zion would get out. Zion Snow would get out with like $3,000 bail, and she apparently had posted a fight on social media after it happened, and she was even on house arrest. And apparently there was another source says there was like 5 girls involved. Several girls were saying they were glad that Amy was dead. While most people were obviously paying respects to what happened, they were sorry for her loss and stuff like that. There were those people that obviously were saying, "We're glad she's dead. Yeah, we killed her." Da da da. And so at the trial, the fight video would actually be played repeatedly, which is kind of shocking considering how gruesome her death was and all that. But I guess it's to paint a picture of what these girls had actually done. Yeah, they may be young, but look at what they did. I guess to give a proper sense of. I guess the prosecution was thinking if we show them what they did, they will properly be sentenced. Instead, they got the sentences they got, which I'm about to tell you what they got. So Trinity, apparently, who's the leader, the one who actually only jumped Amy, the one who only actually touched Amy. She was the main leader of everything. There was one point she was she was supposed to be tried as an adult, despite being 17. Had she been tried as an adult, she would have been served to up to 8 years in jail. Instead, she was charged with criminally negligent homicide and 3rd-degree conspiracy. And so because of this, she will spend 6 months in juvenile jail and will undergo court supervision until she is 19. She has 2 years probation and has to serve 500 hours of community service. And she also can't possess a firearm legally until the age of 25. Zion Snow was found guilty of 3rd-degree criminal conspiracy and sentenced to 18 months of court supervision. She has to do only 300 hours community service, and both Trinity and Zion have to do. Basically, the community service is for basically focusing on teens who have been bullied. So even though they technically weren't bullied, they were kind of seen as the bullies. They kind of have to, I guess, go there to see the perspective of what it feels like. See the perspective of people who have been bullied, and maybe hopefully that will stop them from bullying people. And so Shakira Wright somehow was acquitted of all charges, so she knows she's out. No parole, no community service, nothing. She's just out. Had Zion and Shakira both been sentenced to what they were supposed to be, they both only would have served up to 1 year in jail. So they would have been out already, regardless, just because it was just 1 year. This happened back in 2016. So it is said that none of the defendants are apparently allowed to have contact with each other or Amy's family, which that's understandable. And apparently all 3 of them were supposed to be banned from social media. And apparently that was supposed to be during the 2 years. That was supposed to be while they were serving their punishment. So I guess after they're done doing their punishment, they can do whatever really. And so I haven't really found any social media for any of them because I feel like there would always be that one person that's still on them about hey, you killed Amy, da da da. Which you can understandably, so especially if Amy was her friend. And so, yeah, that was a sad case of Inita Joyner-Francis, who really didn't get any justice, in my opinion. I think had they been adults, they obviously would have got a lot, heavy, 18, 19 and up. They obviously would have got heavier punishments. But I guess because they were minors, and they didn't know that Amy had the health condition, like the heart thing. Like they didn't know, and so they used that as a loophole. And so yeah, that was the tragic case of the death of Amy Joyner-Francis. If you see any similar cases like this where people kill someone and somehow practically get off scot-free, of course send it to me. I will try to see if I can find information to discuss it, and I'll see you family for the next one. Bye.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion, even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless, I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt, never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm, I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings.